Pembroke Terrace.
Pembroke Terrace, yes, okay. What's the number again, BZA?
19466. 19466.
19466. Commissioner Henderson.
Don't you think you ought to ask the secretary to call the roll and begin to address the agenda? You're welcome, thank you.
Yes, Secretary, can you do a roll call?
Commissioner Pettigay, Commissioner Keisha Shropshire,
Present.
Commissioner James Butler,
Present.
Commissioner Bernice Blackdale, Commissioner Kathy Henderson,
Present.
Ali Von Bugs, and Commissioner Kingsley.
Present. Also,
We have a quorum.
also, Secretary, you note that Commissioner Pettigay sent me an email, she is on vacation. And Commissioner Bernice Blacknell said that most likely she would not make the meeting also, but that's what she told me last week. So you just know that. Now that we are at quorum, I have a motion, let's move to adopt the agenda with the changes. Any other changes, Commissioner? No other changes?
Second that motion.
Second. Let's move for a vote. All those in favor of adopting the agenda with the adjustment, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, the motion passes. Any abstain? And any noes? All right. Now we're moving on with the chairperson's report. I have nothing to really report. We received a lot of changes, a lot of things on the BZA board, a lot of things that we've already heard about were adopted, or more things are coming. So let's move to the treasurer's report. Commissioner Shropshire.
So I have two items, just an update on what our balance is, and then also I need to get approval for the quarterly report, Q2. So the first item is our balance is, we've had one deposit of $4,082.66, which our original balance was $80,609.42, and the current balance is $84,692.08.
Commissioner.
Oh.
You're good.
So I'd like to move to approve Q2 report. The Q2 was for January, February, and March. And at that time, our balance was $80,609.42, and there have been no expenditures since then.
Second.
Commissioners, do you have any discussion, any items you want to place?
Your discussion.
Commissioner Henderson.
Okay, let's go over the check amounts. I know that, let's see, yeah, if we could go over their check amounts and what they're for, I'd appreciate it. Starting with 119.
These checks were approved in December 13th, 2016. And check number 164 was for a reimbursement of $48.96. Check 165 was a reimbursement for, or it was a payment for interpreter services that we had from 2 interpreters. So one was 125 and check number 165, and the second was check number 166 for $125. And there was a check 167 was $17.05 for reimbursement. All the other checks on here were reimbursements to former Commissioner Adam Roberts, and the 2 that are 125 are for the interpreter service.
I'd like to make a public request for documentation supporting these reimbursements.
Did you not receive that in December when we approved the check?
I did not.
You did, actually.
I did not. I saw something that you passed around that was not available.
I actually didn't pass it around.
Excuse me, Commissioner, I'm responding.
Roberts did.
I'm responding. I saw some information that was passed around that the commissioners, the individual commissioners, were not given actual copies of. So I'm reiterating my request for that information. As I indicated at the last month's meeting, the Office of the Attorney General has raised some questions regarding those expenditures, and as they were presented, they were not appropriate. So I'm reiterating my request for documentation for those expenditures in this public forum, which is appropriate. Thank you.
Commissioner Shropshire, can you just provide those documents
I will
again?
provide them, actually I'll post them on the website because those were actual things that were part of it.
Well, I've asked you to send them
You
to the
didn't ask me,
commission.
but I can provide those.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, there was a motion on the floor to adopt the treasury report and was properly seconded. All those in favor of the treasury report as it stands?
Aye.
Aye. Any objections?
Opposed?
One opposed. Passes 4-1. Well, right now, as always, we have Sergeant Bellavance here, and for our public safety report, gentlemen.
All right, I'm Sergeant Bellavance. I'm down in PSA 507. For those who don't know the borders, I got M Street to C Street and Bladensburg to pretty much over to 26th, all that area over there. So the crime stats I'm going to present it's the 30-day comparison from April 9th to today, this year compared to April 9th to today last year. It's this 30 days compared to last year, same 30-day period. A couple of the major things. So our homicide totals for this 30 days, we're down 100%. We haven't had one in the last 30 days. We had one last year at this time period. Our ADWs are exactly break even. 9 last period, 9 this period. We've had a reduction in ADW guns and ADW knives, but ADW others, which usually encompasses sticks or poles or bricks or anything like that. Those are slightly up this 30 compared to the last 30. But again, total, it's 9 against 9. Robberies are down 64%. We had 11 of them a year ago this time period. Over the last 30 days, we've had 4.
Where are those for?
I can't tell you that off the top of my head. I just have the crime stats, not exactly where they occurred at.
Just for 507.
Correct, for 507. And robberies that involve guns are down 60%. We had 5 of them same time period last year, 2 of them time period this year. Overall violent crime is down 38%. Burglaries are down 20%. Motor vehicle thefts are down 80%. Theft from autos are down 43%. And total property crime is down 5%. 44 a year ago. We had 42 of them total this year. For a total reduction in violent crime and property crime, it is down 15% this 30 compared to 30 of last year. So overall, it's a good trend. We want to keep it going. We do have a couple initiatives out there. It's this summer crime initiative, and a large part of 507 is in the summer crime initiative. So you will be seeing a lot more units out there. We do have some unmarked plainclothes, NSID, we have redeployment. We have specialized units that are going to hit that area pretty hard. I know a couple of the areas that we've heard about are 800 block and 19th Street. They have made a couple of arrests out of there in the last couple of weeks. And just driving through, I've noticed a lot more security in that block. I've noticed new cameras going up. So again, we want to say thank you for all those that own buildings out there and residences that are putting that up. But other than that, yes ma'am?
I have a question about your stats.
Yes, ma'am.
And maybe I didn't hear you correctly. Are just random shootings that don't have like homicide or whatever associated with it, a metric that is tracked similar to the ones you just mentioned?
We do, there's a separate stat that we keep for just sounds of gunshots. That doesn't necessarily mean that they are guns. Like a lot of the time, fireworks set them off. Anytime we get a call for gunshots, we do have separate stats that we keep for that too. In reference to an actual shooting, unless we have a victim, it doesn't count as an ADW or obviously a homicide. So if there's no victim or nobody reporting it, then it does not get counted, correct? So if there's no intended target, or there's nobody found there the target of it, and it's just random gunshots or firing, it's a separate stat that don't go on top of these.
Okay, is that something that can be requested to be added as something that is, brought up in this forum?
Yes, ma'am. I can bring that to the next meeting.
Thank you.
No problem. It sounds like gunshots. Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Well, one, I want to thank you all for, and Sergeant Dabrowski in the corner, one out here. we're very pleased with the advent of the Summer Crime Initiative that started at midnight on May 1st. I'm very pleased that all of ANC 5805 is including the Summer Crime Initiative. My constituents, many of my constituents are reporting that they see the presence, they really appreciate it. Just want to add that we really want there to be more proactivity in terms of really patrolling the alleys. We have a subculture in the alleys that includes drug activity, vehicles, out-of-state tags. There's all kinds of foolishness going on in our alleys, and we want to make sure that we minimize that. So, and thank you all for the fine job that you're doing, and thank you for the fine job that you're going to continue to do. So.
And then one last thing I just want to throw out there, for the most part, we recognize our officers. I don't know if you guys are aware, but last year, PSA 507 won Crime Reduction of the Year over the entire DC. So there was the biggest drop in crime in PSA 507 last year from January to December. So
And thank you.
we're out there, we're doing good things.
Excellent.
And then one last thing, I'll leave, because I know my time is up, but the 30-day period from April 9th to now, in PSA 507, the officers have made 142 arrests. So we are out there, last 30 days. So we're out there doing it as much as we can. Any help that we can get from you guys is greatly appreciated. Yes, ma'am.
So what kind of help do you need from us?
I mean, just for the most part, you guys are doing a great job. Keep doing what you're doing. If you see suspicious activity, suspicious cars, anything that we can do to help proactive. If you see drug deals, I don't want you guys to put yourselves out there, but if you happen to, if you can see it from your window, you can send us some kind of video, or if you can see where they're stashing the drugs, call it in. You can text tip, so you can remain completely anonymous. Just pretty much any kind of info you can give us, we will take gladly.
142 arrests. What's the time period for that?
From the 9th of April till today.
Okay. This year.
Correct. This year.
Oh, wow. All right, you all rocking and rolling. Very good.
That's right, 506 is doing better because we've had 145 arrests.
Oh,
Same
okay.
period. Which actually includes 5 ADW arrests, 25 warrant type arrests for parole violations, including 1 murder warrant. The murder actually happened in 70, but the defendant was actually here in 506. 23 narcotics arrests, 2 weapon arrests, and 3 consumption of marijuana arrests, and the rest are just various different things. By the way, I'm Sergeant Zabowski. I forgot to introduce myself. I was on day work. I'm now on evenings in PSA 506. Overall, 506 actually is looking at the same 30-day comparison compared to last year. Overall, we do have a 1% increase in crime, but violent crime is down 24%. We've had no homicides, so we're down 100% there. ADWs were at no change. We had 7 last year, 7 in this 30-day period, although 5 of the 7 have been closed by arrest, 3 of which are domestic related. Robberies are down 25%. We went from 12 to 9 this period. We've had just 1 robbery done, so we're down 50% there. We've had an increase, 200% robbery knives, went from 1 to 3. And robbery with other type weapons went down 44% from 9 to 5. When it comes to property crimes, we are overall up 10%. Burglaries are down 57%. Theft from autos are down 14%. Our biggest increases are in motor vehicle thefts. We went from 4 to 11, so a lot of cars being stolen in 506 right now. And also in general, regular thefts increased from 28 to 34. I think a lot of that is mostly the 7-Eleven and 900 Ladyburg. Their policy now is no matter what it is, even if it's a candy bar or a soda, they're making them take a report for it now because they need it for their corporate purposes to write off those items. And also 506 does have an SCI, just contained mostly in that area from Trinidad to Bladensburg, from Florida up to Oaks. It doesn't cover the other parts. Summer crime initiative. So we have increased manpower to get other units, NSIDs spending more time, canines spending more time, basically the outside specialty units.
I just want to reiterate that PSA 507 won crime reduction for the year. So
That's true. Still early. Yes, sir.
Sergeant, I have some concern with police resources being used to make reports for items of minimal cost. Does DC have a threshold to make?
Unfortunately, it does not.
Is it 25 cents or 30 cents? I don't know if there's there's
No,
a
it
bunch
doesn't.
of stores that cost that these days, but
If they report it, unfortunately, we have to do it.
you have to do a report, so it's.
Yes, ma'am.
Whose department handles those tennis shoes that are hanging on sides, street signs and so forth, that signify drug activity?
Sometimes it does, that's correct. If you tell me where it is, we can make sure I'll have DPW come by and take it down. Is there a particular block that they're hanging on?
Yes, but it's Trinidad and Sims place. right?
Trinidad and Sims?
Street signs.
Okay, I will make sure that DPW comes out there and takes care of it.
There's also, hanging at the intersection of Meeks and 16th Place,
Biggs and 16,
Street, not Place.
anyplace else?
It may be so,
My name is Robert Branham, and I'm with the Fifth District Citizen Advisory Council, and we meet here every month. And I just want to commend your officers for receiving the honors. I was there when you all received the award. It was high of the afternoon, and commend you for the work that you do. And also, I'm also giving a shout out to the Deputy Mayor for Public Safety, Donahue, for his collaboration and guidance and the work that the officers do on behalf of the residents of the District of Columbia. I tell people that certain things that may happen in other cities, when there's reaction, community outrage, it doesn't happen in the District of Columbia because of the community policing relationship between officers and the community. And I think that's a testament to the kind of relationship that the agencies and the council and the police officers have across the city, so that when those things happen, the community, they know you by name, they see you, and they have respect for you. I never say there's some problems, some issues, but the relationship is there. So I just want to commend you for that. Say